You're watching Good Day Siouxland with Mallory Smith, Nick Wilson, and meteorologist Victor Perez. From KCAU 9 News, this is Good Day Siouxland.
Good morning. It is 6:45 on this Friday morning. I'm Mallory Smith.
And I'm Ethan Foreman filling in for Victor Perez.
And Nick is also out this morning. We do have a big weekend ahead, so some nice temperatures to start us off this morning if you maybe want to go on a bike ride if you're not going to have enough of that this week.
Yeah, today and tomorrow morning are going to be nice, but once we get till tomorrow afternoon and beyond, it's going to get quite hot out there, especially as we head toward the middle of next week. Looking at our KCAU-9 studio camera, you can see a little bit of fog trying to develop. So if you will be traveling this morning for RAGBRAI or know anybody that is, make sure you give yourself plenty of extra time. Reduced down to 0 miles right now here in Sioux City, just 3 up in Sioux County, and has improved in Lamar's to 6. It was 2 at the beginning of the hour, so a little bit of improvement there. Those temperatures will climb into the upper 70s and low 80s one more time today before we see heat really start to crank up in the week ahead. I'll give you those details coming up.
That sounds great. Thanks, Ethan. Well, the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee has approved legislation that would require the Supreme Court to abide by stronger ethics standards. The bill passed through the committee on a party lines vote, with Republicans standing in opposition. They argue the bill is less about ethics and more about opposition to recent decisions handed down by the court. The bill would set ethics rules for the court and a process to enforce them, including new standards for transparency around recusal gifts and potential conflicts of interest. However, it is unlikely to pass through the full Senate, as it would need at least 9 Republican votes to do so. And staying in Washington, D.C., Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley has released an unclassified document that Republicans claim is significant in their investigation into Hunter Biden. The document released by Grassley is what's known as an FD 1023 form. It involves claims the confidential informant made in 2020 about Hunter Biden's alleged business dealings while serving on the board of a Ukrainian energy company. Top Republicans have acknowledged they cannot confirm whether the information in the document is true. In releasing the document, Grassley said, quote, "The American people can now read this document for themselves," end quote. Democrats argue the document's contents are unverified, secondhand, years-old allegations that were already shown to be untrue during the 2019 impeachment hearings for then-President Donald Trump. And elsewhere, gas prices are remaining stagnant in the U.S. The current national average price for a gallon of regular gas is $3.58. It's up 2 cents from last week and the same that it was a month ago. Prices are also staying pretty consistent in Iowa, with this morning's average sitting at $3.38. That's up 3 cents in the past week, and it's also the same as it was this time last month. Prices in South Dakota and Nebraska are following similar trends. Drivers in the Rushmore state can expect to see an average price of $3.50 a gallon for regular gas, while Cornhusker state motorists will see an average price of $3.34. And meanwhile, the new school year starts in about a month, but schools across the country are still facing a teacher shortage. At the end of June, South Dakota had 410 open teaching positions, according to the Associated School Boards of South Dakota. A new program at the University of South Dakota is hoping to address that issue. The Teacher Fellows Registered Apprenticeship Program allows students to work in public schools across the state while earning their degree.
What this will do is allow students to get on-the-job training, to get paid for that on-the-job training and mentoring in the process while they're going to school.
The program is funded by the Department of Labor and Start Today SD. USD is currently only partnered with one school district for the upcoming semester, but they already have plans to expand to more districts in the future. And elsewhere in Siouxland, 2 Native American tribes collaborated on a week-long journey in a canoe down the Missouri River to experience what their ancestors did more than 100 years ago. In 1864, the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska escaped from Fort Thompson in South Dakota, and they journeyed down to Missouri River to their Omaha relatives. Members of the tribe recreated that same path in a cottonwood canoe to better understand what the journey was like.
You can't fully understand an experience, and neither can I, until I fully immerse myself in it. So that's part of this, is being with the Ho-Chunk Nation and the Winnebago tribe and putting us together and going on this journey together, trying to rebuild and revitalize our culture.
The Winnebago tribe and the Ho-Chunk Nation hope to do a similar event again sometime in the near future to remind folks of their culture and the history of their ancestors. Well, now it's time to meet today's stray of the day.
And every day we share a pet picked up by Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue who's waiting to go home, or in today's case, 2 of them.
Yep, so these are Spicy and Shasta. They're both 9 to 10-week-old female kittens. Spicy is the calico and Shasta is the gray tabby. They were found on the 1900 block of West 25th Street. The rescue says Shasta is very friendly and social, while Spicy will need some extra love to help her warm up to people, hence her name. Both kittens are available for adoption now.
If you've lost your pet or you're looking to adopt, and you'd like to sponsor a pet, you can visit the rescue's website. That's at SiouxCityAnimalRescue.com.
Absolutely. Spicy does seem so sweet, though. I mean, look at that cute little coat that she's got going on. Very pretty. I love calico cats. They've always got notoriously very pretty coats. But then gray tabbies are typically pretty cuddly and sweet and have super sweet personalities.
Yeah.
But I know it's not going to be a very cuddly week coming up. It's going to feel pretty hot and sticky.
No, it's definitely going to be a spicy forecast coming up as we see temperatures really getting hot out there soon, and I'll give you those updates in a moment. Looking at your satellite and radar, not much going on here. You can see those clouds starting to dissipate, just seeing some fog across the region. But moving on to your stormcast now, we just see some high-level clouds into the afternoon hours, and you can even see a few showers and storms trying to develop right along Interstate 29 later on this evening. We'll continue to watch that as it moves to the south, but you can see that most of the precip is going to be down past Omaha as we get toward tomorrow morning for those bike riders. So definitely going to want to make sure you stay weather aware, but not looking at any severe threat. And again, this is only like 10% or less. Same thing for tomorrow evening. You can see it move to the south later on in the day. 82 degrees with a fair amount of sunshine and pleasant conditions today. Those winds not quite as strong as yesterday out of the northwest. 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, an isolated storm and partly cloudy as we drop to 57 with that sunset coming at 8:57 this evening. But we start to warm up about 5 degrees more into Saturday for the start of Ragbri and all the festivities going on tomorrow. 90 degrees for Sunday as we see plenty of sunshine come for Monday and Tuesday as well. But then we see lots of heat come for Wednesday and Thursday, a bunch of humidity as well. So it'll make it feel like it is above 100 degrees. And then slightly cooling off, but still staying hot into next Saturday.
All right, thanks, Ethan. Well, one Siouxland town is home to just more than 1,500 people, but one of those residents worked at a Michelin star restaurant in Chicago for more than a decade. Now he's decided to bring his culinary talents to the town's bowling alley. KCAU-9's Sophie Erber shares more in this week's edition of Siouxland Stories.
They came here to expect like a really fine dinner.
Here is Akron, Iowa, a tightly knit Siouxland community with a bowling alley. And inside that bowling alley, Chef Gilberto Perez, turning out lunches and dinners that you might not expect inside similar establishments. Everything from ceviche tostadas to classic Italian dishes like caprese salad, bruschetta, and fresh pasta.
I used to work on one of the best places in Chicago, Morton Steakhouse.
So why move to Akron? Perez tells us COVID-19, getting away from the crowds, and seeking a safe community to live and work in were factors.
Everybody asks me the same question. Well, you moved to Akron from big city. I'm here. Happy to be here. Family too.
Since taking over the restaurant in April of 2021, patrons have noticed the changes, and Perez has become a large part of the local soccer community as well.
I really like soccer, and I have a soccer team that I like to play soccer and then cook.
His son, Neri, shares this love of the game, and when he's not helping run the family business, you can find him on the Lazy Lanes team out on the pitch. But he says the family restaurant still comes first.
I'd rather do both, kind of, but more rather help my parents more because it's a business and businesses are more important than just going outside and playing with friends because you need to have a job at least to pay bills and that stuff.
And when given the choice, Neri says he much prefers living in Siouxland.
I feel great about living in Akron. There's a lot of good stuff here and a lot of kind and good people living around here. I like Akron here better because Chicago wasn't kind of like a kind place in that stuff. There was a lot of stuff happening there, and you can be like more free here too. Because in Chicago, there's like a lot of bad people there.
While the transition was not easy moving away from the rest of the family, Perez, his wife, and children say they are enjoying their new life here in Iowa.
The beginning was hard for my family, and then it was hard for me because I'm missing, because all my family live in Chicago. So, but now I feel good. It's 2 years and a month, something like that. I'm feeling good. My child is already in school, and make a friend. Because I try to do my best, serving the best food in town.
Such an awesome story. All right, well, now let's take a look at this morning's top stories. It's what you need to know before you go. The 50th edition of RAGBRAI kicks off this weekend, and after departing Sioux City, cyclists will head to Storm Lake next, where preparations are underway. Riders will have to embark on a 77-mile journey with nearly 3,500 feet of climb to get from Sioux City to Storm Lake. The owners of Grand Central Coffee Shop in Storm Lake say they're preparing to serve more than 2,000 breakfast and dinner meals. Storm Lake was also a RAGBRAI destination back in 2015, and businesses can already tell there's plenty of anticipation for this year's ride as well.
We are selling official RAGBRAI Storm Lake t-shirts, and they've gone really well, especially the last couple weeks. People are really coming in for them, and we are almost sold out.
The RAGBRAI Storm Lake committee chair says they're expecting nearly 40,000 people in Storm Lake this weekend. And while people and businesses across the Hawkeye State are preparing for the fun of RAGBRAI, there's also a lot of effort going into keeping the ride safe. The Iowa State Patrol will be helping ensure the safety of nearly 500 miles of road that cyclists will be traveling. Trooper Carrie Yaniv says drivers need to be extra cautious over this next week as thousands of cyclists pedal across Iowa. The ISP is hoping for a fun and safe RAGBRAI for everyone. That means everyone on the road needs to be aware of cyclists and where they'll be when.
So they're going to be leaving Sioux City and heading on D12. So if they're in that area, I would highly recommend that they stay away from that. It's going to make things a lot easier. Highway 75, all the exits and everything like that, on Highway 20, they're going to be shut down to allow those people to get to where they need to be. So if you're in that area or, forget, just please remember, try to stay away from the area. It'll make things a lot easier.
Troopers will be posted along the route, and they will have motorcycle units to help respond to any emergencies quickly. And staying in Siouxland, today marks day 3 of the 2023 Cherokee County Fair, and it's the event's 100th anniversary this year. A century of experience means they have the formula down pat. The list of events is long. It includes barrel races, animal shows, a demo derby, and even new additions like a dinosaur show. The fair runs through Sunday with the barrel race today, the demo derby tomorrow, and the car show on Sunday. Also, don't forget, KCAU-9's own Tim Seaman and Sophie Erber will be reporting live on the RAGBRAI opening festivities over at the Tyson Event Center. That's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on Channel 9.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson will also be in on that as well.
Which will be great because we need to know the temperatures that we're going to be seeing all this week. I know we're going to see some hot ones. It's not what we typically are seeing, is it?
No, we average about 85 or so this time of year, but we're going to be well above that, just slightly above that for Saturday and Sunday. But you can see as we head toward the middle of that ride, it's going to be really hot. 99 degrees, the forecasted high in Des Moines, Iowa, as we head into Sunday, and not really cooling down much into the weekend either. Temperatures here very similar, just a couple degrees cooler for those midweek highs. 94 on Tuesday, 98 the forecasted high on Wednesday. Feels like readings are going to be over 100.
Wednesday is not looking real nice. I know she said one of those guess weather people, they said they need a tan. I don't know about that Wednesday, but all right. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your morning.